So let's say I'm a really heavy bubble guy and I want to be able to get the quarterback working on that same type of throw, but I don't want to sit there and throw the bubble screen to the receiver every time. What if you incorporate the flare from the running back position? Let me show you how. So base 3x1, right? One of the easiest formations that's probably sat here and ran throughout the world right now. Flare is simply just going to be your same type of bubble type play, except now we're going to run it with the running back. And this is a great way of being able to incorporate some type of perimeter screen with a playmaker who's in the backfield, and also still be able to utilize the run game, maybe if you're running quarterback power, quarterback dart, quarterback anything. Okay, so we're starting with a 3x1 set. So this is a nice, easy play. You get the motion. And the best thing about this is pre-snap, you're going to find out what's going on. So this is a pre-snap RPO. So the quarterback is making the determination whether he's throwing the ball to the running back before the snap. So you can see him motioning out. They don't bump anybody out. This linebacker doesn't bump all the way out when he's going. So now the quarterback knows, okay, I'm going straight to the flare. Give you a chance to get your 3 guys on. Now we ended up getting a shoestring tackle right there, but still ended up getting 7 yards. Easy base play to start with. All right, so here's another easy one for you. Again, we're going to work through this based out of like an 11 personnel look. I say it's 11 just because this guy is more of a tight end type body. Notice the compressed set here, so that way we are able to get leverage when we're coming to the outside. You'll see both of these dudes come and crack down, and we're leaving the weakest defender on the field to be able to make a play out in space, and that's going to be the corner, right? No motion on this one. It's going to be straight out of pistol. Hesitate. We're able to get the ball out. Now we're out in space. And I think this is really, really nice because, again, you're able to seal that edge with the receivers, and now you get a fullback tight end type body who's going to be out on a corner, and you're able to steal a few yards. I think the other big thing that's really nice about this is he catches the ball. He now has, 10 yards to really be able to get up some speed and hopefully be able to run through some guys. So if you have a dude you need to be able to get the ball to, easy way to be able to do it. You'll see a couple different things on the tight view as well. So obviously with it being in pistol, right, defense can't declare, and I think pistol is just so deadly because it really balances you out. I think the other big thing to notice on it, and part of it is going to be because there's going to be an edge player coming off on this side, but the quarterback really takes his time, and almost the timing of this play is almost like a screen because he lets the defenders come up to the middle of the field, and that gives some distance for the running back out there. So again, your timing on this, the quarterback kind of half slow plays it, and you're able to get room out in front. Again, nice easy play to a playmaker. All right, so now for the guys who really like Oklahoma or Central Florida, obviously Ole Miss has done some of this stuff too. You're going to have a split back type look. So now you're going to have 20 personnel with 2 running back, scat back type bodies in the backfield. And this is where you can kind of dabble in terms of some of this type of stuff. And one of the best parts about being able to run any type of flare action is now you have the ability, if you're in split back, you can run the ball with either guy, right? So he can come in motion, that gives you, a separation on that side, and now you can run an RPO off of this without running your quarterback. And again, you could do this in any direction you want to. You can come the other way. Like, it gives you so much versatility to be able to utilize this. So I think this is something to maybe mess around with. I think the other big thing that you can do is mess around with what positions these dudes are in. So let's say this guy is your normal running back. This dude could be a receiver. You could still use him on that flare cut every time. All right, so let's hop into this play because it's going to be a little bit different. So you have your flare over here, pre-snap movement. This one's going to set up a little bit differently though. So you have your flare look over on this side, and now we're basically going to be running a fire screen to the opposite side, which I think this is a pretty good setup on this one. We'll get a nice view from the tight here. So you got your flare, create separation, and now you have the chance to be able to sit here and say, okay, I'm taking the numbers out on this side. Or once you set that up enough times, you can come back and run a fire screen to the inside. So again, another nice complement to your base flare. Here's your next step up, right? So we still have, 2 backs in the backfield, nice and easy. Now we got a tight end over on this side. But this is the whole reason behind sitting here and doing the progressiveness of this flare, right? So now we're able to come across, And now we set up our action down the field to be able to attack. So once you sit there and you're able to get over, you see that safety come up, watch that safety on that field side. He triggers down after you see the flare, and now you're easily beaten with the verticals over the top. Nice, easy play. There's not really a whole lot of progression reading to it, but a nice way to just take advantage of the defense off of the same scene. All right, now we'll dabble with some NFL stuff, and this is pretty crazy, but again, this is the next way to be able to utilize this, I think, in the series. Base 3x1 set, right? And now you're bringing your man in motion, coming up and around, and now you're setting up the flare on this side. And the way that this, so we'll go through this pretty slowly right now, okay? But you have your flare to the field, right, off of this motion flip side stuff. So Tyreek Hill comes. Now you have your flare, right, to the field. You can have your run action or whatever you want to do. The way the Chiefs run this are now running back comes underneath on a stretch fake, and now you're going to have either a swing route over here, which you've now set up, or the way that they go, which is going to be a tight end screen into the middle of the field. So now you've taken care of each wedge of the field. So you have here, you have the middle, and now you have the flare to the perimeter. And I think this is the way you want to structure an offense to be able to attack all three parts of the field. So to me, this is a really good complement, again, once you've gotten good with the flare stuff, but this is how you take it to even the next level, utilizing your personnel. All right, here we are back in split land, right? Two guys into the backfield. Now we're going to show just a nice slip screen to the opposite side, right? So you're going to have your flare screen to the field, come underneath, and now you're just going to throw a nice little slip screen right underneath to your other running back. Super, super easy. And you can see that they're running this. If you look at the offensive line right now, they're pulling a guard. So in reality, they're running a few different things. They have a flare cut over on this side. They have their slip screen over here. If you watch, they're pulling guard on this side. So they're going to have some type of quarterback power that they're also going to run in this type of series. A lot of opportunities to be able to do this. And again, the biggest thing I like about this is you're able to utilize 1, 2, 3 quadrants of the field. So you have your Q power game here, you have your flare game here, you have a slip screen on this third side. So you're attacking each third of the field. All right, so if you stuck around this long, now we got a couple even more tricky stuff to be able to get into. So now we're back into our, 11 personnel look, right? So we're going to have our big-bodied tight end fullback type player. This one I think is really neat because you're going to have your flare action coming over on this side, and this is going to be a really nice complement to it once you hit it. And again, you can hit, this is only going to take care of 2 quadrants of the field, but now you have inside pitch to this inside player. And who's to say that this guy that you line up on this play, who's to say he has to be a tight end or a fullback body? You can sneak a super fast guy or one of your fastest players in that spot and easily get a nice pitch after everybody starts over pursuing. Really, really easy, great play. Walk-in touchdown for NC State. All right, here's another area you can utilize when they start really over pursuing, and I'm talking all the way out to that end man receiver. Base 3x1 set over on this side, running back comes over, and now instead of sitting there and getting to that running back, now you're utilizing the ability to get to a shorter receiver. And again, the rationale for doing this is now because you're throwing tighter to the middle of the field, you can get all those offensive linemen out. So it gives you a good screen complement to be able to run off of your base flare that we've been sitting here and talking about. So now again, you're able to take care of 1, 2 spots on the field. And you can have a backside, out or something over here to be able to take advantage of off of this similar type action. Really great stuff. So this is the type of stuff that's really going to get everybody's juices flowing. So now we have our base flare coming out on that side. We're going to have an action coming over here, right? We're going to fake the flare pass and now give a nice end around to our slot receiver. Again, super, super easy. The only thing that can change on this play, I mean, you can obviously pull a guard or whatever you want to do offensive line-wise, but this is so easy because the only person that's changing their responsibility is going to be this slot player. You're going to need leverage right here, so whether you want to go tight and crack or you're going to come out wide, whatever you want to do. But again, you're running basically the same type of play, but you're really only changing 1 or 2 players' responsibilities, which is, I think, the key to being able to get this type of done on a consistent basis and have success. All right, so last one I got for you, super simple over on this side, and this is just going to be your quick game that you can use back on the opposite side, right? So now you have your flare, you're getting stress out to this side, and this is going to be the same as when you're running like empty and you're running stick and double slants, right? So you have your flare screen to the field, and now you have a quick slant from your slot receiver. So you create the void and space within the box by moving him out, and now you're going to throw right back into there with your nice slant. Easy play, easy look, easy read, one read concept, nice thing to come back to. I think the other big thing that's really nice about this is if this is not open right away, here's your check down right here. It's either boom, boom, nice and fast, no really decision making for the quarterback. So if you're into bubble, like flare is super easy, and when you run it too, it doesn't have to be an RPO. You can run it as your pre-snap RPO, and I think that's great. If you don't really think your quarterback can handle it, and I would caution you, like make sure that it's something that he understands exactly how it works, then just call it from the sideline and just use your, call it a flare. You can do things that way. Keep in mind, I did kind of neglect and not talk about the run game, but you can utilize this with any type of gap or any type of zone type run concept, and you can run it with a running back or you can run it with a quarterback. Hopefully you got 1% better and got something out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.